How's it going, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back. I got us a new project potentially. I don't know what to do with this thing. A lot of people love these vehicles, and I think we could probably do some fun stuff with it on the cheap. Cheap being the key word, so I'm going to let you guys kind of let me know in the comments what you think we should do. I've got my idea, and I'll let you know what it is. But, I'm open to suggestions. This thing's a piece of junk, but that's kind of why I got it, because, basically it's a blank canvas for us to do whatever we want, cut it up, do whatever, and I'm not worried about it. So I'll show you what we got. So this is a 2002 Grand Cherokee Laredo. So, nicer trim package. It's missing a lot, but the price was right and it's got most of the pieces. So, I'll take you for a quick tour. Sun's going down, so it's got to be kind of quick. But you guys can let me know in the comments what you think. Now, from what I was reading, the rear discs on these will also work on the XJ, and the front axle is basically the same with a couple of little differences. I think in the bearings, Rob was pointing out that it's got like a CV joint instead of the U joints like the XJ has. But overall, the price was relatively cheap. There were some things that the buyer, or the seller rather, didn't disclose whenever the pictures were garbage on Marketplace, like the fact that the rear suspension had rusted right off of the truck. So, I didn't see a lot of great pictures with it, but it was relatively cheap, and it did have a full set of matching aluminum wheels. Again, the disc brakes for the rear end, the axles are mostly the same for the Cherokee. A lot of like little parts interchange, if I'm not mistaken, but the truck was mostly complete. It doesn't have the drivetrain, which was kind of something I was interested in. I didn't want to be like just tied down to another 4-liter. I do have some 318s stacked away, and a 4-speed here and there that we might be able to slide in here. So typical Michigan truck, all rusty and crappy and whatnot. But that's kind of what I was hoping to find. Now around here, that's the way all the vehicles are, is they're all trashed and rusty, or they're worth a lot of money. I was looking for something cheap that I didn't mind, potentially destroying because it doesn't really have any value. The buyer was going to part this out and then scrap the rest of the body. And I just said, hey, how about if I just get the whole vehicle from you, whatever? And he agreed. And luckily he had it on a trailer, so he dropped it off for me too. So it is what it is. Basically a blank canvas. He does have the other headlight he said he'd give me. I got a title with it. The grill is in the back seat, but the interior is in good shape. So got the cluster, grill, drive shaft is in the back. Obviously there's no transfer case or anything, so I don't know if it's missing the front drive shaft or whatever. This had a 4-liter in it, and I have a 4-liter transmission and transfer case, and other than the front wheel bearings being a little bit different, from this truck to the XJ, I think they're pretty much interchangeable. So yeah, the interior isn't too bad. It was all power, being the Laredo. Nice one. I haven't really had a chance to really look at it much, but seats are all in good shape. No tears or holes or anything like that. Kind of dug through some of the paperwork. There was a mouse living in here, so whatever. I don't know what ratios these axles are, but well, I guess they smoked. CD changer, sweet. But yeah, so it is what it is. It's just basically just a shell to me. All the glass is still in it, so I mean overall, for what I paid for it, it's not a bad truck for playing around. Now I've got all this land, and it's relatively flat. Back in the day, we hayed all this stuff out. We had somebody that lived around here come and take all the hay, and he'd bring his tractor out here, no matter how wet it was, and he just cut a ton of ruts that just will never go away out there. So it's super rough. I did try to take the rusty ram out there once, but that thing is just too heavy and too rusty to actually do anything. The thing was just getting beat to death out there, and being that those Rams have kind of weak front ends to begin with, you know, I didn't really want to just destroy it. I do use it out here for a lot of stuff. The old Jeep here needs some help. But again, you know, it's not in bad shape. I don't wonder if it's got a spare. It does. Look at that. Whoa, I need that wheel. Hang on for a minute. What? Hang on. This is the Soft 8, I think, or something like that they call it. Hang on. I think I need that wheel. So these are the wheels that were on my XJ. Look at that. Yeah. Sweet. I have 3 of these and I was missing one. So 16 inch. Let's see. Is it a 16? Yep. No, these are 17s. Damn. All right. Well, maybe it's the wrong one. I'll have to check to see if that truck out there, if that's a 17 for some reason. Oh man, bummer. But they're the same style wheel as the ones that I had. But looks like a pretty decent tire on there. Not too bad. Whatever. I'd like to know what gear ratios these came in. So if you know, leave it in the comments below. I forgot what ratio my my XJ has, but you know, if they're compatible gear ratios and this one has a limited slip, maybe being a Laredo, I guess I'll just have to find out, but it might have a limited slip in it, being the nicer trim package and the 4-wheel drive, which my XJ was never a 4-wheel drive. I made it that way, so maybe this will have a limited slip, then we can just have a limited slip in the XJ. But as far as the Cherokee or the Grand Cherokee goes, this is the front straight axle that was out of my XJ because it was a 2-wheel drive. And that's the rear axle that I got with my Cherokee. I don't think that that's a limited slip, but I'll have to check. I think that it's just a regular open diff last time I checked. But this straight axle right here, you know, if we decided to do a 318 that I have and a 4-speed and do the straight axle swap, so remove the 4-wheel drive, this is light enough, and I've seen enough people like beat on these things that the ruts out there won't really matter. We can kind of race this around in the field and have some fun with it. So that's, you know, that was one of my main ideas when I originally saw this truck. I was like, man, that might be a cool like field beater. Just swap an engine in it. It's already so trashed. Who cares if you have to cut, like, you know, stuff out of the, you know, engine compartment or whatever. It's not worth fixing up because it's got so much rust on it. A lot of the floor is trashed. You know, fenders are gone. There's piles of rust in here. It's typical rust right down in there. Exhaust is hanging off. The suspension's hanging. So, you know, overall, it might just be a decent shell to try to have some fun with. I don't know what to do with it. I have 318, you know, laying around, and I have a 4-speed top loader transmission, an MP445. We could use that and have some fun in it. You know, it'd just be making motor mounts and, you know, basically fabbing up the stuff just to stuff it in there. I'm not really trying to make this some show car or anything, just beat it in the field and have some fun. So, you know, let me know in the comments what you guys think we should do engine-wise. You know, again, cheap being the key word. I don't want to put a bunch of money and a ton of time and effort into this thing. It's not in that great a shape. So just something to have some fun with. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you've seen other people do, whatever your experiences are. Let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and then hopefully we can see this thing. Maybe I'll pick away at it over the winter or next summer. We'll see. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you next time.